it's incredibly important when we're thinking about how the global scholarly communication system functions, that we have data sets that include the whole scholarly communication research system, not just North America and Western Europe. And I think one of the key challenges for universities and research funders to date has been that Scopus and Web of Science really are not very good at all at including research that's coming from Africa and Latin America. And I think that when we've got data sets that exclude entire continents, it's probably pretty important that we sit down and think about what that means and how we can create more inclusive data sets. The other thing that I think is really interesting in what we've been seeing is that we can see that national funder policies, so national and regional funder policies, are having a really big impact on open access rates. So one of the reasons I think that Australia perhaps hasn't performed as well as it might like to have performed when it comes to rates of open access relates to whether or not the agencies funding Australian research have got robust open access mandates in place. And we haven't yet seen that happen in relation to the biggest funders of Australian research. But if we look at national performance in other places, it's possible to see incredibly high rates of open access and to see the effects of open access policy and infrastructure investments. We can see that coming through in the numbers. So from where I'm sitting, I think, well, yes, research sovereignty does matter because it matters that Australia pulls its weight when it comes to research funding. It's important that Australia values research that Australian communities are interested in. And I think the only way we're going to get that will be through really thoughtful and serious national funding systems. And it also matters to whether or not Australia just gets left behind when it comes to open access performance. If we don't have strong national funder mandates and we are too dependent on international funding that also doesn't have an open access mandate, then Australian research is just going to be harder and harder to see in a global landscape that's shifting towards open.